Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. How's everybody doing? It's been one of those weeks, people. You know what I'm talking about? Prayers up for your dad. I hope he gets feeling better, Nick. I don't know where BA is. Yeah. Hello there. Gaviscon Con 2004. Let's talk. Yes. Nah. You want Byron Leftwich? Well, I don't know if we called him. Okay, Gav. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. It must be Gav short for Gavin. Yes, he did with Tampa Bay, and it's weird that he never got a head coaching gig. And I think it's because it left a bad taste in his mouth when he turned down. Who was that? There was somebody that offered him. He almost took the job and he turned it down. Wasn't it the Jaguars? I believe it was. I think we're going to end up with Mike McDaniels. And the reason why, we had called a bunch of first-time OCs and a couple of has-beens. John Harbaugh gets fired. 2 days later, Mike McDaniels gets fired at the team end-of-season meeting. Not even 2.5 hours after he's fired, the Lions called and offered Mike McDaniel an interview, and he said yes. Well, I think Mike McDaniel got humbled these past 2 seasons. His demeanor changed. He aged. He doesn't look the same at the podium anymore. His answers aren't as witty and aloof. And if you don't forget it, back when he was with San Francisco, he was the play caller. That's exactly what I think. I think Harbaugh will be the Dolphins coach. I think there's a chance. Ownership loves him. That's the problem with Pittsburgh. He'll be able to scapegoat it. Fire OC, fire DC, fire this person, fire that person, and redo it again. I think that's actually what happened. no matter what everybody says, because that's what they've been doing for 17 years. Trying to figure out my BA here, and I think I just did. What's up, Ricky Scott? Let me turn on that sounder real quick.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Turn it on and it automatically connects to somebody else. Ah, yeah, but Harbaugh isn't going to be there. So do I. But Miami's playing the type of football that'll give Indiana fits, so it's going to be a good game. Mike McDaniels said yes to the interview. I don't know when it is yet. I'm waiting for those details to come out. See what I wanted. Trying to get. Actually, there's only very few top tier offensive tackles, and it's Spencer, the two guys from Utah, Spencer Fanu and Caleb Lomo, Francis Mawagawa, and Caden Proctor. That's it for the first round. After that, it's a whole bunch of dime guys. The best center in this draft to me. No, I haven't had a chance to watch it. Hey, BA, let me fix our view. Somebody took out my. I'm trying to fix our view, but they changed the settings I had in here.
StreamYard, they're nuts.
There, that'll work. Ricky came in and said BA, and Michael didn't. BA in the house.
What's going on, guys?
I think Arn's stuck here. Anzalone getting replaced is going to happen. There's some guys that I like, and linebackers are the ones that you can find from the top to the bottom of the draft and be good. Not all of them have to be first and second rounders. That's BA.
Right. What's up, Ricky? And Michael?
I feel like if we can get McDaniel, he'll have JMO better than Tariq. Possibly. Remember, it's all about learning the route tree for Jameson. He developed it. He's up to, what is it, 5-6 routes now?
Yeah, this is his, third year? He needs to get better with that.
Jack Campbell was the best rated linebacker this year, and it's the first year he had more than 120 tackles. and that's total tackles. Because the last 3 seasons, Anzalone was the team leader in tackles. That's BA. We talk about it all the time. This year, Anzalone fell off like a steep cliff. He went from averaging 140 a year down to 95 total. He missed a bunch of them.
He's gonna have to. I don't feel he's gonna be with us next year.
Not in his career. Do we think? I hope not. I think what he's going to do is he's going to get a guy for about the same price and level of Al-Qadim Muhammad to back him up. I think we're going to end up with probably AJ Empinesa, the backup defensive end at Buffalo, because he'll be a free agent because they'll re-sign Bosa. Do you agree with that assessment, BA? It's going to be somebody like that?
Yeah. I mean,
it's somebody that's got a third contract because he was just given a 5th-year option and they didn't re-sign him all season and made him a backup. There's a reason for that because they already got his replacement. They had Gregory Rousseau on the other side, and now they have Bosa. They had a bunch of sacks. They can't stop the run, which is something that I said for a long time.
I'd rather have Mike McDaniels.
McDaniels in a heartbeat. Arthur Smith.
Espinosa, yeah, he'd be all right. I mean, I think what the Lions are doing right now, they basically Zach Cunningham didn't play last year, and when he played, he made a significant impact on their defense. So I would say they would keep him. He would take the place of Anzalone. And I don't know what they're going to do with Malcolm Rodriguez. That's the other thing. I don't know if they want to keep him
because he's been injury prone the last 2-3 seasons. He's missed 6 to 8 games. So, but what about Arthur Smith's 80s mustache? It's epic, but it don't fit. The porn stash isn't quite as it isn't quite trimmed up enough for you. No, that's okay. We don't need the next Tom Selleck as our coach.
I don't think Arthur Smith's ways away from Tom Selleck, but okay.
But I meant the mustache. I meant the mustache. That's it.
Driving up in a Ferrari, that would be great.
That might be McDaniel. That might be McDaniel coming to the interview with all the money he made in Miami.
Mm-hmm. So make sure we just got to make sure we drug test McDaniels because I've seen some of his pressers with Miami. I'm like, oh my god, dude is high as hell.
Billy Turtelot says, "So Bistria, were you shocked Ravens fired Harbaugh? Where do you think he will get hired at?" I think that's exactly why McDaniel got fired. He got fired
because they think they're going to get him. But he likes. What's up, Nick?
Nick, thanks for jumping on the YouTube. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think he. I think Miami thinks they can get him, but Harbaugh's already said he's pretty interested in that Giant job.
I know.
So.
But I don't fault the GM or the assistant GM that became the GM until they hired a GM today because they finally hired somebody. And Greg Rice, if you're out there, I'm sorry, it's not the guy you thought.
I don't know. I just John Harbaugh has been coaching for 18 years on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
How much of his coaching is going to be fresh? I mean, at least Jim, his brother, played it. He coached at Michigan where you had a whole bunch of young kids and you know what the flow was. And then he came into the NFL, back into the NFL again. So he understands the whole up and downs of the NFL and the players and stuff like that. But John, I think that's the reason why he got fired in the first place. He's lost the locker room. He's not up on things, and his coaching might be stale. I don't know.
Yep, and Ross has ties to Michigan in pursuit of Harbaugh. He did try to get Jim Harbaugh. He wanted to replace Mike McDaniel 2 years ago when Jim Harbaugh was going to not going to be there. San Diego won not because they knew had more money, because they had a better roster that fit Jim Harbaugh's system, and they needed less to make it work.
Yeah, Atlanta's shot. I think whoever's out there coaching or going through head coach position, I think Atlanta's a very good job to get. They got a ready-made defense. They got a ready-made offense. So
there's another guy out there in Oklahoma, not at Oklahoma State. Anthony Hill Jr. was born at the same hospital as Barry Sanders. That's cool. There's a guy I love out of Oklahoma University of Oklahoma. I mean, Kendall Daniels, 6'5", 242-pound linebacker. He's a converted safety because when he as a freshman he came in, he was like 6'1", 6'2", and 200 pounds. He grew 3 or 4 inches over the next 3 seasons and filled out another 32 pounds to get to the big linebacker he is. So he has the skills of a safety, plays linebacker, and hits like a Mack truck. That's a hell of a combination, and he's not at the top of the draft board.
Okay, we have 17.
There's a kid I got to look him up. After we talk about this, BA, give me your top 3 performers on the offensive side of the ball.
For the Lions this year?
For the Lions this year.
Amon St. Brown. Goff, most definitely. And I would have to say JMO. I think JMO did a very good job again too. He had another 1,000-yard season. JMO, yeah, and the Sun God and Goff.
Okay, I agree with 2 of them, of course, Goff and St. Brown. Goff because, let's face it, he had the 2nd most sacks of his career this year.
Actually, number 1.
The highest completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
What was it else? He had 34 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions, right? 35 touchdowns. So that's a 2.75 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio. Do you realize that's higher than Brady's best year for touchdowns and interceptions?
Well, he's in a conversation with both Breeze, Brady, and Manning for the last 4 years, going over 4,000 yards, I think it is, and over 30 touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah, no quarterback's done that except for Brady, Manning, and Breeze. So now he's the next guy. And people need.
I'm not saying he is that guy. What I am saying is he's very good at what he does, and it could be a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not bad in the first place. People are making it like that because they're frustrated. First of all, these said so Lion fans. I mean, you know what? Get away from me with that BS. Goff is going to win. You can't. Lamar Jackson and Patrick
Mahomes.
Josh hasn't won a damn Super Bowl yet. So
this year, same exact pressure rate was Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. Do you know what their team's records are? Worse than ours.
One's not in the playoffs. No, both of them are not in the playoffs.
Neither of them are in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Megan? What up, Fred?
Yes, that's exact. What other motivation? Mike McDaniels is actually a very laid-back guy. He's not a high-strung type of coach. And I think that blends well with Dan Campbell's fire and grit type stuff because you got the laid-back player guy, and then you got the motivational player guy on the same team. I think
Plus, you got to remember something. When Dan Campbell was the interim coach at Miami, Mike McDaniel was a coordinator. He wasn't an offensive coordinator. He was a receivers coach, I believe, during that time, for that short time. Yeah.
Receivers coach and passing game coordinator, right? is what he
Yeah, I
was.
think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
So
at
they
that
got ties.
time, Ben Johnson was just the quality control coach, if I remember right. He was the video guy. You know, miss me with all that because it's all reaction to a season.
Get the fuck out.
And besides, they can't afford to get rid of him. Didn't they sign him to a 10-year, $500 million contract?
Well, he did. They did whittle that down a little bit to get other players. I mean, they renegotiated his contract, but besides, they ain't gonna get rid of Pat. Patrick ain't gonna leave. Come on.
And
Not while Reed is there.
let's expand this further. At that time in Miami, when he was not the head coach yet, he was the tight ends coach and passing game coordinator. McDaniels became the passing game coordinator for him. And that's when Ben Johnson got his first taste after Dan Campbell was raised up. That's when Ben Johnson got a taste of being a tight ends coach. Of all the crazy things that happened, Ben Johnson takes over with Dan Campbell sharing in the play calling at the end of the 2022 season after they stripped the duties from Anthony Lynn. We get a tie, our first non-loss of the season. Remember, 9 straight losses. Then we went on. Then we went 3-2 with Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson calling plays together. The following season, everybody's like, "Oh, he needs an experienced play caller." I was like, "Well, we just tried that and it didn't work." He promoted Ben Johnson.
But he promoted him in February of 2022. So Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator going into 2022 season.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He
didn't fare well either. He went 1-6, but they kept with the page, and that's what happened. So I mean, he got better as he goes along. The David Blau thing, I mean, I'm not trying to put that in the back either, because I mean, he did pretty. I mean, I don't know if you say he did pretty well, but I guess with a man, I mean, you could put somebody that's a layman but has good techniques at offense.
We know the hackers are here. We're trying to talk football.
I'll get to that one later minute, Billy, about the Montgomery thing. But yeah, I think that if you have a capable offensive coordinator, he doesn't have to be. He could be a young guy as long as he knows the techniques of the offense. You got the players. The players are there. They're in place. Right. You can't go wrong with that. The players there. They know what they got to do. So you got an all-pro quarterback. You got an all-pro receiver. You got all-pro running backs. You know the offensive line is the only thing that's got to be fixed. If they get that offensive line fixed, they're going right back up to the top.
And like I said, if Linderbaum becomes a free agent and we don't clear cap and try to sign him, that's a problem. But I expect him to be re-signed from everything he said at the end of season presser for the players. This is 3 hours after Harbaugh's fired. He says, "I love it here in Baltimore. I love my teammates." When you say those things, you want to be there. Mm-hmm. David Montgomery, end of season presser. "I love my teammates. I love my coaches. I love this. I love that. I just want the ball more." That's it. He didn't say I want out. He didn't say he was disappointed in the season.
Well, the way Holmes explained it, though, he's like he might be out the door. I mean, I guess they're going to wait for the offensive coordinator to be hired, and then they're going to get talked to that offensive coordinator, get Montgomery in those talks to see what he wants to do with Montgomery. And then if they don't want to, if the offense is not going to be used around him, Holmes said, I'll he can go to a place where I feel that, he feels that he can be used more. And that's not a very good sign of when your GM is saying that about you. And that's not a good sign you might stay. So, and his contract's coming up again too. So in
2 years.
Yeah, still. I like him. I would keep him. That's just me. But
But
I
there's a
guess
couple of guys.
if they let him go, they save $9 million in cap.
Yeah. Monty?
Yep.
Because I thought he only made $9 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's going to save. It's like $9 million in cap that
There's no
they
debt
say
cap there, huh?
towards the cap. Yep, so they can sign other people. I think that's they're going to be going to Goff pretty soon and asking him to restructure his contract. I think along with Amon St. Brown, so they can see if they can get other people out for free agency. So we'll see, and pay their own players too. That's the other thing.
Yes, it is. Gavin, 100%. I have talked about Logan Jones repeatedly. And we just, even though he's been injured, and I still say it's a nothing burger, but Seth McLaughlin, that used to be the OSU center a year or two ago, he won all the same awards as Linderbaum, but he ended up blowing out his ACL in the national championship game. So, yeah, that was last year.
What up, Jim?
And that's why he was on the practice squad. He didn't play at all. He was recovering all year. And we got to pick him up for a bag of chips. I'm not saying that he will be great like Linderbaum because he's coming off of an ACL tear. Linderbaum hasn't had those type of injuries, hasn't had that injury concern. Neither has Logan Jones out of Iowa, a 4-year starter.
Yeah, Mike, I was feeling the same way when I was looking at that presser. It's like he didn't want to. It's funny. People say, well, he's trying to be transparent. I mean, he was leaving stuff out there. This just was, that didn't have necessarily anything to do with game planning or what they were going to do as far as picking up players, like the whole Sheila thing. She ain't going to be talking about that. That's not what she does. She's just making sure you guys are doing your job. She's not in the techniques of all of that stuff. But to say, oh, well, that's a private conversation that's between me and her. Oh, God, come on, Brad. You're starting to get on my nerves. Anyway.
Austin, that was kind of what I took from the opening line. I think Holmes knows he kind of fudged up on not doing more in free agency this season, and it cost us. We will have to see how this offseason goes for me, but it all starts with Dewey Sire as OC, and my hopes and dreams is Mike McDaniels. And I agree with that, but at the same time,
yeah, that presser was not a good look for Brad.
If Cleveland had an offense worth having, they'd have a shot. Because
Harbaugh would not fit with that. Harbaugh, Cleveland needs a young coach. That's what they need. They don't need anybody that's old going there. They need a young coach that will trip over his own feet.
That's just like the other day when the Browns called the Ravens. They automatically assumed, because it was an hour after Harbaugh was fired, that they were calling to talk to Harbaugh. Guess what? It's Todd Monken they called for permission to interview, not Harbaugh. Well, you can't do anything until February when it comes to free agency.
That's true.
Cleveland does need Jesus. So
they need more than Jesus.
They need Jesus. They need the Pope to be
God
there.
Right. They need all kinds of stuff. They need a plans to align.
Quincy Williams, I'll look him up, but I'll tell you what, I haven't been looking much at free agency because we don't know who's going to be free agents yet. The team re-signing period is first. You got 2 weeks that you sit there and go, wow, I wish this guy would fall. And what happens 99% of the time? They don't. So,
well, see, this is the thing this is the thing that the Lions have to grasp right now. Nobody was for sure that Mike McDaniel would get fired. But what was one of the things I said? If he gets fired, he should come here and be an OC.
Oh, yeah, we said that. And
that happened. So grab him, because he's the next best thing to Ben Johnson in this group. He needs that, and he knows Dan. So it's not like they don't have history. I know they have I know he has history with Dan Quinn too. So, but I wouldn't go to Washington. I mean, they have a young quarterback, but they don't really have the offense that the Lions have.
Are you talking about Quinn and Williams? You said Quincy Williams. Quentin Williams is now a Cowboy, and he'll be resigned.
No,
But
it's
Gary
Quincy
Payne's
Williams.
good player.
It's Quincy Williams.
There is a Quincy. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what position he plays. So
Robbie said, I did my priest degree from Budapest. I'm certified.
no, that was
Okay.
Budokan. That was Budokan. You got it. You got it messed up. It was on 420. You got it all messed up, Robbie. You were that high.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derek Barnes is fine. I think Anzalone sucks. I don't think we should bring Malcolm Rodriguez back. And if we do, it should be on another 1-year prove-it deal saying stay healthy or stay home.
That'd be an incentive, yeah. You gotta stay healthy.
Make the incentive be like if you play more than 14 games, you get X amount of dollars.
Well, I mean, that was a couple of years ago. Give him a break. He did make a tackle when he made a difference the year they went 15-2, though. I remember that game. He did make that tackle, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, in 2022, end of the year, nothing to play for, 8-8, and he stood up the guy they called Quadzilla.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Dillon at that time. AJ Dillon was not stopped all year at the 1-yard line.
Dude came up with a key interception in the playoff game too against Tampa Bay. So I mean, you can't. Derek is okay. I mean, he's not out there like
yes,
Wagner or anybody like that. He's not going to be that, but he is a really good linebacker. Hey, Donna.
Goodness. Donna is a great Eagles fan. Thank you for joining us. She follows
and Chicago fan.
And those guys. And because she's from Chicago. She lives in Philly, if I remember right.
Jim, I don't know about. I mean, who knows who would be a better choice? But it's not about sticking around. It doesn't make a difference. I'm getting sick of that whole narrative too. That they keep. Well, we don't want to keep somebody like Dan was saying in his presser. We don't want somebody that's not going to. Dude, that's just what the NFL is nowadays. You can't help that. And Mike McDaniel, let me tell you, if we go to the Super Bowl with Mike McDaniel, that dude's getting a head coaching job again.
Okay. Gaviscon, they do have good linebackers. Why? They drafted 90% of them.
Hey, Broski, what's going on, buddy?
Broski, hollering in from Rumble off of Kendall.
Rumble, yeah. Look at that.
Love it. Yeah, we're doing great. We were just talking about this. But I agreed with Goff and St. Brown. And JMO to me gets an honorable mention because I do think Gibbs is the other one for me, even though he had about 6 games where he disappeared. One of those being that great game that Monty had versus the Ravens. And that was because the linebackers shut down the outside run because they knew Gibbs was a weapon. They made sure that didn't happen, but they didn't stop anything up the middle where Monty feasts. And Monty had his...
Usually can't. Monty is a bulldozer.
And that's because they kept the wrong linebacker. They should have kept Patrick McQueen and not got and let Smith walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I think Anzalone.
Let me get that 3-person setup on here that they didn't delete it. Oh, they deleted that too. So we'll do it this way. Hey, let me get the comment out of the way for you.
Oh, what's up there, guys? Well, I figured since you know it's during the day and I don't have stuff to do, I'm gonna come and say hi to y'all.
It's been a minute.
It's
been so long since we had a Kitty Ken here.
I know, Cage Kitty. I've been starting to get some fucking separation anxiety over here. I'm missing you guys.
You should.
Yeah, where the hell you been at, man? Damn.
My old lady has moved into the house. Yeah, she's moved into the house now, so my evenings are a little bit.
Attention is focused.
Yeah.
Hey, I got you, bro.
Look.
Hey there, Jim.
You know you're going to get it from Jim whether you're winning or not. But in all actuality, you should be as disappointed as we are. I'm glad you made the playoffs because of the tie from Dallas, but technically we had the same win total. As a team and as a fan of your team and the greatness you used to have, that should be disappointing to you.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Donna, we're not blaming an old lady. No, we're not. That's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
Life.
Oh, yeah. I am not blaming her. I'm just giving the reason of why Ken hasn't been around at night.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
let's put it this way. We all agree in one saying in life. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
If your wife ain't happy, your life is nappy.
Well, hey, I lucked out massively because let me tell you, my girlfriend, it does not take much to make her happy. As long as you're actually showing appreciation and that type of thing, she is the most joyful person I've been around in my entire fucking life.
That's all that counts, man.
Uh-huh.
If you happy with her, man, that's a blessing right there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You don't meet a lot of women like that, man.
Yep. Believe me, I unfortunately have been around the block a few times, and I've learned how rare she is. So I am not letting her get away.
There you go.
So I want to apologize to the people that normally come on. The StreamYard link that we had, the permalink, when StreamYard decided to say big F you to the Huddle Sports Network,
Yeah.
half of our channels, our folders are, luckily this folder was still here, but the other ones disappeared and I had to create a new studio for this show. It's weird. The hacker one didn't disappear. My fantasy football talk. NFL Roundtable talks didn't disappear. The Lions Fan Cave chat didn't disappear. But this show did. The one I've been doing every day. Two of those shows are new.
Oh, it's okay. We had to start a new Ken and Ken studio for the exact same reason.
I know. And I figured it out. When they removed Robert, that first day when Mike wasn't available, Robert let me sign in under his link to create Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B.
Mm-hmm.
And then I created the other show with you. And all the shows that you and Robert created, all the folders that you guys created are what got disappeared.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to take the comments off the stage and I'll put them up one at a time because we're going to welcome Broski Bear.
What up, Broski?
Now it's a party.
What's up there, Broski? Long time no see.
What's going on, guys?
Okay. My thoughts is I agree with BA and Austin because they both are right and they both, and I think together that's both opinions that fit together. Brad Holmes knows he embarrassed himself in free agency last year. He didn't address whether or not they knew that it was a possibility that Frank could retire, and he didn't address it. And when he waited till June, he got caught with his pants down.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the whole edge situation opposite Aiden Hutchinson, I think Ken the Packer fan can admit when you got the number 2 guy and the number 9 guy in sacks on one defensive line, the other side of the edge wasn't too fucking bad.
It was just a consistency that just got me. It's like he take a couple of 3 games off, and then he had 3 sacks in the next that game, and then take another couple games off and have 3 sacks in that game.
Right, but
so he needs consistency.
He's a journeyman. It's a journeyman rotational.
Yeah,
and
but
you can't blame that. Davenport was in there too. That was Davenpoop.
But we should have never brought him back. When he came back, we should have medically waived him and been done.
Stupid.
Yeah, but that goes back to your initial comment. Like, I think it was an issue. I don't think he really was that good because he wasn't that consistent. Like when he was good, but he wasn't that good all the time.
What I'm saying to that, though, just as a caveat, is because a lot of times they started Davenport in front of him. Yep. So when Davenport was fine, and that messed him up a little bit. The whole season in general, with both the defense and the offense, was off.
But yeah, I remember before the season, like when we were talking about like they signed Davenport, and I remember like the first time I said that to you, your reaction, you were just like, "Oh my god, I know." Like you couldn't believe it. I'm just like, "Oh god, that's painful." But
it's ugly.
Yeah, man.
The one thing I go by in free agency, especially with the older journeyman guys that have good years, is spot track because they're pretty close to what those guys are actually worth when they're older and have a good year, but never had a great year their entire career other than that. Spot track says at most AQM's contract should be around $8.5 million. And I actually You can actually leave your camera off and just use your mic, Donna, if you have to. I don't care.
Yeah.
Look at Brody. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that come on our shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
He refused to let any OC or DC go. They wanted to get rid of all of them in week 4, and he blocked the GM, said, you get rid of them, I quit. So at the end of the season, he goes, well, how do you feel about your offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator now? He goes, the same way. And they said, have a nice year.
We quit. We'll fire you. You don't have to quit.
And
I think
JB,
the same thing Pittsburgh needs to do with Tomlin, though. Tomlin's as stubborn as he is.
There she is, Donna. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, guys.
Where's Donna?
Well, hello there.
Come on, Donna.
I had a girl. Donna was her name.
Oh, that's so cute.
The Richie Valens song. His only real love. I mean, they were all love songs, but it was the only one that Americans actually understood the words.
And JB, I was going to say, one of the reasons I like you is because you actually call Spot Track the correct name, Spot Track. People are like, Spot Track. Spot Track. I'm like,
Spot Track. I have never heard nobody.
I know a guy.
Spot literally means
Your
price.
co-host? Your co-host?
Well, I wasn't going to throw him directly under the bus.
Well, I was going to say, he's not the only one. I'm not going to just say, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of people. I've even heard people call it Spot Rack.
I've heard it called Sport Track.
Yeah, dude, people butcher that.
I thought Spot Rack was what they used to, rate the Hooters.
They do. The Spot
Rack, if you go to Tilt, that's what you do.
I was going to say, you've been doing shows with me long enough, BA. You knew.
Okay, we got a comment directed at Ken. So, Ken, do you think the Packers will be one and done? And how do you like picking up Desmond Ridder?
Well, I love that we get to go against Chicago for it. That I think gives us the best opportunity to win the playoff game. As for Desmond Ridder, I mean, I would take anybody. I most certainly am here.
Because I know what you said about Desmond Ridder.
I will take anybody on the street corner over Tune. That doesn't mean it's some reigning endorsement for fucking Desmond Ridder there, because I do not like that guy. I think he's barely a quarterback, but compared to Tune, shit, this guy might as well be Peyton Manning walking out there.
Is Malik Willis still hurt?
Yes.
It's more this guy's going to be the third string emergency quarterback because Malik Willis is still dealing with a little bit of the lingering injury, but he's most likely going to be playing. It's just we got an emergency guy there just in case.
So I want to sit there and say congratulations to the Bears. You guys won the division. I want to be honest enough.
Woohoo! Go Bears!
And I want to say congratulations to Philly. You won the division. But the NFC least isn't that good. Think about this. All 4 of our teams had winning records in our division for the first time in how many years has it been in the Super Bowl era before all 4 teams had a winning record?
1935. Not since 1935. Have every
so you're talking about the first year the Lions won the World Championship was the last time every team in a division had a winning record. How insane is that?
That included a team with JJ Touch My Hand and Cry McCarthy.
Right. Who only played what did he play? 7 games this season? 6?
I think he was in 10, but if you add up the total amount of quarters he played, it probably if you add up the total amount of quarters, it probably comes to 7. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. What a mess! What a mess!
Seasons, including preseason, the guy has started a total of 8 games.
Yeah, he's special. What's going on, Donna?
We're going all the way. You know that, right?
So I heard you're an Eagles/Bears fan, so I don't know which one you're referring to right now.
The Bears are going all the way.
Well,
they're going all the way home.
I hope so.
Now with that defense, they ain't.
There's one. That defense.
That defense is terrible.
No, they're not going all the way home. They're going all the way to the Super Bowl.
No, they're not going all the way to the Super Bowl, Donna. I like your enthusiasm.
I love your
But it ain't
enthusiasm.
happening.
But
we know the
hey,
Lions sure aren't.
Hey, you're absolutely right. But I am going to say
don't
this.
be petty, broski. Don't be petty. Don't be petty, dude. That's not you. Don't be petty.
Petty or realistic?
It's realistic in both ways. Because he ain't going to go to the Super Bowl with that defense, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Are
and
you
nobody from
sure?
the NFC North, and then nobody in the NFC North is going to the Super Bowl. Sorry.
Hey, just because the other three teams couldn't live up to their end of the bargain last year doesn't mean the Bears aren't this year. Get some.
Yes, it does. There's one thing. There's one thing that makes it so the Bears won't make it to the Super Bowl.
Broski, they're all scared.
Nope. There's one thing, and it isn't the Packers.
It's
the fact they have a rookie head coach. There has never been a rookie head coach playing a Super Bowl.
Well, that means we're due. It's due to happen, then. That's what that means.
Nah. You guys got to wait another 20 years to get there.
No, we're not the Lions.
No, he said 20 years, not 50.
Oh, not 30. Not for eternity. Okay.
I'm just playing. But I had a question in here from Billy Tortolot for BA and for Donna. Who do you think is going to end up in the Super Bowl? I'm going to tell you what. Unless Josh Allen wins this weekend, I am not putting Buffalo there because he's never won a road playoff game. He's 0-3 in road playoff games, no matter where it's at in the playoffs.
I don't know about that, Jeremy. I think Josh has got a chance to do it.
If he was playing any other team in the AFC than the Jags or Broncos, I'd agree with you. The Jags and Broncos are probably the two most complete teams. And Jaguars are way more consistent on offense, even more consistent than Buffalo this year.
Well, and let's not forget the Jaguars defense finished second in takeaways behind the Bears. Bears had 33 for the year. Jags had 31.
Yes.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing in the playoffs because you have better team that you face.
Yeah, but
less likely to turn off, less likely to turn over the ball in the playoffs. You got to have a stout defense.
Pretty T is very turnover prone at quarterback for the Jags. I will say that.
Yep,
Sunshine. I don't trust Sunshine either. I don't trust Sunshine either.
Yeah. I don't trust Josh Allen on the road in the playoffs.
But
the defense bowled like a cheap soup.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags in that game, though, because I don't think the Bills have the weapons around Josh Allen. And I think Cook is good, but I don't think he's all that by any stretch. He puts up numbers, but is he really that? Is he like a superstar now?
I was going to say,
that dude has carried Buffalo before.
Josh Allen carries Buffalo, but who's he throwing the ball to? Who's he throwing the ball to?
Buffalo games.
I don't have that.
Jags will shut him down. Mark my words.
Ooh.
Okay,
and
so
I really hope not.
Patty Grimes says Seattle versus New England.
I don't know about that person.
Robbie, she was born in Chicago. I love Robbie's answer. I'm taking the Jags because fuck Buffalo.
Yeah, well, Yinzer's also saying maybe the Bears can watch the Super Bowl, but yeah, maybe the Steelers get past the Texans.
If you're talking about the Rams' performance before they played the Panthers in the season all year, I'd agree with you. But up until that point, they were 11-1, 11-2, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't win, but their last game. And they still ended up being, I don't know how they jumped San Francisco, because if you look at the split, I thought it was division and scoring, and it wasn't. And if it was that way, it should have been heads up division play and scoring that did it. Because San Francisco deserved the second place out of that division more than the Rams did, because the Rams lost by more when they lost to San Francisco than when the Rams beat San Francisco. And I think that's what we need to get. No, it was their conference record overall is what it was, because the few losses that San Francisco had was all versus conference opponents, where one of the losses was an AFC opponent for the Rams. All of these, do you think the Chargers, DC?
I'm sorry, Ken, but the Packers are going down.
Oh, no, we're sending Caleb home crying to his mama.
Oh, no, unfortunately,
you know, I was at the draft, and Ken knows. And I saw this guy grab the mic at the end of the presser when the Chicago beat writer, and he said, "Hey, Caleb, can you give us a bear down?" He grabs that mic, cups the head of it, pulls it to his lips, and goes, "Go Bears!"
No, dude, are you picking on my
Well,
Caleb on there?
I was going to say, at least Caleb could throw a spiral, unlike Goff.
Goff completes 70% of his passes. How many is Caleb saying?
Yeah, to 5-yard routes. To 5-yard routes.
Spirals don't make a difference.
Throw the ball downfield sometimes, Goff.
Okay,
as long as they get there.
Broski, let me do this. I got you. Guess who had the second best in-air yard completion percentage?
Oh, God, I'm more JB stats.
Guys, I'm getting out of here because I don't have headphones on and I am hearing 10, 15 different voices.
Don't worry, Donna. I got you. I'll shred these guys for you.
But the difference is that's Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Second most in completion.
Keep hanging your hat on that completion percentage to 5-yard routes.
I said 5-yard routes, man.
I said passes over 25 yards, sir.
Yeah, he led the league in that.
There you go. Yeah, he's leading the league in a lot, sitting at home watching.
He completes 70% of his finger and toenails when polishing.
I mean, I was going to say, Jordan Love completes 70% of his corners on his caramel skin and his silky little freaking voice that he has.
Hey, what
he's
can
the dainty one.
Hey, he's not the one out here getting all glittered up and putting on his pretty little pink nail polish.
He's not the one missing games because he gets banged out either.
Okay.
He's also the one taking dirty hits.
Okay, we're ending the show the right way.
Yeah.
I want you guys to hear Caleb Williams say, "Go Bears" at the end of his interview.
Caleb's your father.
He's 0-4 versus the Lions.
What? Right, Billy.
I'm going to try my best to.
That's Caleb.
My goal isn't to break those records. My goal is to get as far in February as I can. That's the point of playing football. Is to win championships. That's the reason why I play. And so, you get far enough in February. You tend to break records. You tend to be able to, hit self milestones. But that's not what I'm, necessarily playing for. It's pretty sick. I got to play against them. Wasn't that good. I didn't enjoy it, to be honest with you. But now to be able to be his teammate, I'm pretty excited to be able to throw the ball to him. He gets to do what he did to, our defense, to other defenses now. So I'm excited. I've grown, I would say, my 2 years at USC tremendously. As a leader, I would say, is the biggest one. Being able to adapt, being the same guy every single day, no matter how, whether I got injured, no matter whether it was a 75 season, being able to walk into a facility, be the same guy, be the same leader, same human, when I'm in there, but also when I'm leaving, is something that I learned and really excited to implement, but also ready to adapt to whatever the team needs. I would say you've hit one milestone and you've been able to knock off a few so far. But you got a few more left. Keep going. Keep striving for it and go get it. Yeah, for sure. When I look into the mirror, when I wake up around 7 a.m., 6 a.m., when I look into the mirror, I know who that guy is. I love that guy. I treat that guy with respect, just like I do any other human around me. And that goes a long way for myself. That's why I am who I am. I do what I do, and I treat myself the way that I do because I know who that guy is. I love that guy, and I'm going to treat that guy just as that guy was somebody else. If he's met me, walk into the room with one of my best friends, and so that's why I'm so unapologetic. I'm unapologetic about who I am.
And what are the biggest lessons that you learned from playing under Coach Lombardi this past 1 year?
Yeah, that the team goes as the QB goes. And another big thing was that, on okay teams, nobody leads. On good teams, coaches lead. On the great teams and elite teams, that players lead. So, something that he and him and TK instilled in me, something that, I'll always remember and take with me. I would say you can tell they want to win from all the way up top to executives, all the way down to the equipment staff that get us all geared up for game days and things like that. They all want to win, and that's exciting to go into. And then also, that the fans are ready and rowdy, and I can't wait for that. That's something that I'm excited for. I'm ready for, and ready to get the thing going.
Caleb.
Yep. Yeah, it was a unique moment, unique time for me, because I've been striving and reaching for this moment to be the number one pick. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be on this team. We got a pretty good team, and you just got to go in. You got to work. You got to strive for greatness. Set your goals high, and then do all the little things in between, because all the little things matter at the end of the day.
You got to get it quick.
Yeah, it's so hard to get in.
That's a special draft class. It's a lot of explosive players that went, a lot of powerful players. My teammate, one of my good friends, dearest friends, Ola Fashana, I believe went to the Jets. We got Roma Dunze. I'm excited. All the QBs that went after me. Jaden went right after Drake. I believe Penix went 8. Bodnix went 14th and 12 to the Denver. And so it's an awesome draft class. Got great guys in it, and excited for everybody's future. It shows the last year of the Pac-12 was a really good year for us, and it was a good way to close out the Pac-12. I'm blessed and honored to be able to play in a league that Reggie Bush played in, and all these special players and legendary players, Troy, and I can go on a list of just USC players, but also all the other players that came out of all these other schools in the Pac-12. So honored and blessed to be the last year, and honored and blessed to be able to share the podium and stadium or stage, with a bunch of guys that were a part of it. So thanks everybody.
Caleb,
Thanks everybody.
He's yelling all night.
Come here. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I gave him the nickname in the article, LGBTQB1, and it took off. I seen even Bears fans wear that on jerseys. I've heard it on countless podcasts, including, I think one was Bears Country. I heard it on Cardinals Talk Radio. Because I bounced around all those podcasts. And I remember Bearded Packer fan was the one that told me, like, right after his first game starting, holy crap, you should listen to him talk about LGBTQB1 everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because I was fucking there when you fucking broke that fucking one. And as soon as you came up with that, I said, that's his new fucking name now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all because he went, go Bears.
Yeah, nothing like his painted nails to help out with that situation either.
Made it easy to make that little meme.
Mm-hmm.
That is the bobblehead every time they give out the Caleb Williams bobblehead, by the way, people.
Oh, I thought Caleb Williams was the bobblehead himself.
Probably.
That's a bobbing head, Ken. Bobbing
head.
Don't forget.
I get them confused.
I got somebody said, but that was his hot girlfriend there. I said, no, that was a hot model. You forget, gay guys, models love gay guys because they get to peg them.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, boss.
Yeah, I went there right off the rip.
Man, I see you didn't let it get derailed. You just picked up the whole motherfucking train and said, yeet.
Yep.
I sure did.
Pick it up and put it on a different track.
So, BA, real quick, who was your 3 defensive MVPs for the Lions, your stars?
Aiden Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, and Rockyason. I think Rockyason did a hell of a job filling in as a cornerback. He was our best corner, actually, to think about it.
Yeah, that's right. I did do the Superman thing. They, where the bridge was broken, and instead of just stopping the train, I said, yeet.
It's so boring.
Oh, saving people's boring. That was after he got hit with the red kryptonite. That was the Smallville version of Superman that I did. Rock and Maddox got honorable mention for me because I'm going to go with Jack Campbell as my defensive MVP, my number 1 star, then Aiden Hutchinson. And as much as I hate to say it, I want to give it to Talik. Because I'll tell you what, that game, Talik starting that last game, it shows he should have been the starter instead of Reeder the entire season.
Well, I mean, one game though. I mean, I'm not going to put him up there with
if
that.
you look statistically,
he
played
part of the Lions' problem this year. This is part of the problem this year. While you put Davenport in front of Muhammad, when Muhammad's getting the job done, and Davenport's walking across the field and breaking his leg away from not playing the rest of the year, that was dumb. The fact that you got DJ Reeder in there as soon as Aleem came back, you should be having Tyleek in there instead of that, and just have DJ Reeder spell. That's it. And really, the other honorable mention should go to the other defensive tackle, the dude we got from Arizona.
Roy Lopez.
Roy Lopez was balled this year. He balled out this year.
Let's put it this way. Both Talik and Roy Lopez played only 40% of the snaps.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them had
made the most
5
impact.
five times the tackles and 5 times the pressures and 5 times impactful plays versus DJ Reeder. DJ Reeder, you are a free agent. Bye-bye.
Free agent of what? But anyway, that dude is he's a sack of potatoes.
Yep.
Right now.
Roy Lopez.
Aleem had a bad. He didn't have a great year. He had an okay year. I think that's what made everybody else better.
It is, and I almost think that they should have started Lopez and Williams at times because you had more pocket collapsing when those two were on the field next to each other when those two went off. Roy Lopez had 2.5 sacks. Talik had 1.5 sacks. We had 49 sacks as a defense, and no one's talking about it. And they want to fire Calvin Shepard when it's the first time we had close to 50 sacks the entire time Dan Campbell's been here. I said you almost have to add 3 years together for AG's defense to get 49 sacks.
But remember, we did get the defensive line coach from Tampa Bay, and that dude had a lot of sacks with Tampa Bay. He just brought all that. He just brought all that back here, which is good. I expected that. But
And I was happy we re-signed Nick Whiteside. Because Nick Whiteside, in the couple games that he actually had to start, he was balling.
Yeah, I want him to make sure I want him to stay here.
The knee signing, that was just because we've had such a revolving door due to injury at the left guard position, and he can play left guard. That's what we resigned him for. Because Coyote Awasika and Tristan Colon will not be coming back.
Yeah, no, that one game against Minnesota, Tristan Colon showed he ain't a quality center at all.
No,
that dude just fumbled too, and it's unfortunate that it was charged to Goff. But that's your damn fault because you didn't get in there right and snap the ball right to Goff, you idiot.
The first one was
two of them. Come on.
The first one was an early release when Goff wasn't even looking. And I remember the time when Ragnow did that. And we got the safety against us, and everybody blamed Goff. Remember that, BA?
It's always the center that makes the fucking problem.
Right. It's bad snaps. And I think that was versus the Packers. That's how we started out down. You guys had a field goal on your first drive and then a safety, which is why I had the weird point total.
I was gonna say that might have been then. Because I remember there was some huge gaffe in the beginning of one of the Lions games.
Rock Yassin, Whiteside is back already. I want Rock Yassin and Maddox back. Thomas Harper, he can kick rocks. He was okay, but he wasn't great. He had one great game and 6 terrible games.
And Eric Hallett, no, don't bring him back either.
Well, he'll probably end up on the practice squad at best. And that's fine because of injury. But I think we need to sign a free agent, a mid-level guy. I say bring Iffy back if the Dolphins don't re-sign him. Because he did well whenever Kirby or Branch was off the field when he was a backup.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm with you, Michael. I'm with you, Michael, on the Rams and the Panthers. I mean, 10.5 is way too much to be given.
Yeah.
Given a visiting team who already lost to that team that they're playing, that's just ludicrous. I don't know what Vegas thinks they're pulling.
For those naysayers that say Devontae Adams wasn't in that game, yes, he was. He got hurt mid-third quarter. I looked. He started that game. Michael Jackson was shutting his bitch ass down.
You sure about that?
He started that game. That was the game he got hurt. Third quarter. He had 6 targets, 1 catch, if I remember right.
Let me see.
That was what week 13.
He did play. Yeah, he had 4 receptions out of 5 targets at 58 yards.
0 touchdowns though.
What the hell?
Right? 0 tutties.
Said he had 2 in this game.
Michael Jackson shut Adams down, then celebrated with a moonwalk.
No, he had 5 catches. He had 4 receptions out of 5 targets, caught 2 touchdowns. So he can all the way back to the farm because Michael Jackson didn't do shit.
Well, the one play he didn't get was that pick 6.
Well, that was Stafford.
He got him 1 out of 5 times.
And that was Stafford throwing a dumbass pass. As soon as he threw that, I was like, "Oh, come on, Staff! The fuck, dude!"
It's Stafford doing Stafford things because we have all talked about that decision making, trying to thread it into double and triple coverage, or when a cornerback has the angle, and he'll throw it anyways because he trusts his arm more than his brain.
I mean, that's a lot of quarterbacks doing that.
But a
lot of quarterbacks do that shit. Brett Favre done that. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean,
just think
this fucking guy right there.
Just think, if Matt Stafford throws 2 picks in this game, he ties him for the most interceptions for a career.
Hey, look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen does that shit too. He was doing that shit. He's been doing that shit this year, throwing stupid ass interceptions.
Oh yeah, and let me tell you, some of them are freaking moronic.
You get the reference here, right?
I think everybody gets that reference, unfortunately.
Want to take the kid to Neverland.
Shamanati. Shambonin.
I want to say thank you to the Daily Huddle, for moving their show to later in the afternoon, because it makes my show to where it can go longer. I think we're going to resign Muhammad. I think we kind of have to. He earned at least a 1-year deal, as far as I'm concerned. He's going to be 31.
They got Hassan as a backup too, so I mean, it should work out for everybody. They definitely got to get rid of Davenport.
Davenport walks, Pascal walks, Levi walks. That's my prediction. Everybody says, "Oh, we need to cut Wingo." They forget he's not. He was only a second-year guy out of college. Let the kid see if his surgery worked and if he can play next year. Hopefully, he can have a healthy offseason. If he gets hurt again in the offseason, that guy's gone.
Speaking of which, when is Micah Parsons coming back for you guys? Next year.
Yeah,
I know that. But when next year?
It looks like it's going to be the beginning of the season. That he's not going to miss any time, because of the way that it tore in the perfect way possible for him. So awesome.
kind of like the Aiden Hutchinson injury. He broke his leg in a perfect way. Yeah.
Yep.
If you can break your leg in a perfect way, or have an Achilles in a perfect way, I'm sure you weren't in pain. You're like, that's not perfect.
Hey, Steve, the link is in there if you want to hop in, because we don't care. We love having people to talk. But good luck to the playoff teams. We'll enjoy watching from the couch, and I'll be enjoying doing mock drafts.
We'll be hoping, we'll be keeping that one side of the couch warm, for the people that are in the playoffs.
I was going to say, make sure you warm that spot up real nice for the Bears, because most of them have a real big ass, so it's going to need to be a real nice warm spot for them.
So I did do my last mock draft the other day, and it actually was me trading back, something I normally don't do. Ken has sit here and watch me, and BA, and I normally don't trade. But I moved back in the second round twice and ended up with a lot of picks. But that's a damn good draft, if you ask me. If you go look at these guys.
I like that Mwago, whatever his name is, pick. I like that.
Yep. And when Kenyatta Jackson,
oh shit, that is a pretty good ass draft right there.
And a defensive tackle and 2 linebackers, a safety, a cornerback.
First 3 picks right there changed that whole focus for that team.
Howdy, Gav.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
What's up,
Scotty Henderson? Are you on X? Is that how you followed me?
No, I just put in the StreamYard. I'm partnered with Twitch and YouTube and all that. So I usually do true crime stuff, but I've deep dived into the Lions. I'm obviously a Lions fan, and I'm just so upset right now with so many fans out there. They just don't understand, I think, what we're missing.
Steve, good to see you, brother.
And Steve is here.
What up?
What up?
Oh, yeah. We ready for a Bears ass kicking tomorrow, Steve?
Well, hopefully. Like I said, it's funny.
The confidence is spewing from you.
Hold on, Steve. Apparently, I didn't phrase that. Wait, one quick thing. I didn't phrase that properly to get you excited for it. If Green Bay is going to kick some Chicago Bear ass tomorrow, give me a hell yeah.
Well, the thing is, let me say it this way. This is what I think is funny. Like, I've been on a lot of podcasts, Bears, over the year, last night. And why is it that, just for this game here, the Bears, Rome Odunze, their receivers, Loveland and Cole Komet, and their running back, they act like their team has, the legit players, and our team, the Packers, have nothing. That cracks me up.
I'm not going to say you guys have nothing. I'm going to say you guys have a lot of stars that you counted on this year that are injured.
Absolutely, and I will 1,000% agree with that part.
Parsons, Wyatt, your center,
Kraft,
Watson, Kraft.
But I think guys like Bear Sorrell is showing promise.
Yep.
Oliver, the linebacker, will be drafted who just played recently. He looks faster than hell. I mean, nobody knows what these guys can bring.
Right.
Now, Gary is the one guy I think is on a downfall. I don't know. I see Gary possibly could be getting traded.
Unfortunately, Steve, I could see that unless he takes himself a pretty nice sizable pay cut going into the next year, I can see him being on a different team. And it sucks because he was one of the guys I really loved, but hey, dude, you got to play up to your contract.
Well, like with my name there, Steve knows a policy. What that's about is Ed Policy in the Policy family. I remember Carmen Policy in the late 80s, early 90s when the Niners were winning the Super Bowls. That guy there, Carmen Policy, he made significant changes with the 49ers, okay? He brought in guys like Charles Haley, Deion Sanders, and whatever. And like I said before, I think if we lose this game tomorrow night, I see Policy pulling LaFleur into his office by his eyebrows. Like, come here.
Okay.
Come with me.
So to get back onto focus, because this is a Lions talk, and it's the first time I've had Gav here. Scotty, continue your talk before Steve jumped in.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
You were talking about this season overall.
Yeah, I feel like if we could trade back, get that Anthony Hill Jr. at about pick 30, I think we could get an extra draft pick. And right now, I think we have too many holes to fill in our secondary, our O-line, our trenches, our linebacking core. I mean, we're going to need a backup tight end if Laporta's not right. I mean, there's so many holes to fill, and I think it's too much.
I guess if you haven't seen the news on Laporta, it was a herniated disc. It was not a pinch disc like everybody thought. It was just a herniated disc, and he had the surgery successful. He's going to be back before the offseason starts.
Okay, I was just a little concerned that if he took a big hit, he'd go down.
No, it's not anything to do with bones. It had to do with the herniated disc.
Okay, yeah, because from what I was hearing, it was that he was going to end up having to get the vertebrae fusion surgery.
He ended up not needing that. All they had to do is relieve pressure is what they had to do.
Perfect.
So
the initial MRI, because it was so bad, they thought it was the vertebrae pinched together and they were going to have to fuse it.
Even with that being said, back injuries are not a thing that you want to have as an NFL player.
No.
And they will follow you.
Any sports player.
Yeah.
Well, I just think we're so weak at tight end right now. Like Zylstra's playing terrible. He's missed a bunch of blocks in the last few weeks, and Wright isn't doing very well either.
We're going to get Laporta back because he's under contract for another season. So I'm not as worried at the tight end position, but I would draft one later round. And there are a bunch of them that are good size and good blockers that I've read about.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Who do you guys want as your OC? I see a couple names floating around your guys' team.
Well, Mike McDaniels coming in Monday.
Okay.
I want Byron Leftwich hard.
Unfortunately, he's not invited, so that's the problem. They got to give him the invite for him to have the chance, and he hasn't got it.
Who's the other guy? This Blau.
He was our backup quarterback in 2020, 2021, and 2022, if I remember right. Tim Boyle was the one that was only here in 2021.
Okay. No Harbaugh?
Harbaugh is going to be a head coach, more than likely at the Giants or Dolphins.
Well, I saw that Miami what's his guy name from our team? John something Sullivan is their new GM.
Right.
Oh, Desi? whatever.
Yeah,
his name
John Eric Sullivan.
Yeah. So I think with that there, I think one, I could see Malik Willis heading to Miami.
Oh, you're talking about the Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now who their head coach will be, I don't know.
Well, look at the timing of it. Monday, Mike McDaniel's job was safe and secure. They said, we're going to go forward with Mike McDaniel. We'll have our team meeting Thursday. Tuesday, we get the news that John Harbaugh is fired from the Ravens. Thursday morning at the end of season meeting. So what are your plans for next year? He says his plans, and they said, yeah, we're not doing that. You're gone.
They ain't getting John Harbaugh.
That's who they're after, but I think Harbaugh ends up a Giant.
Yeah.
Now, will Halfling end up going to Miami with John Eric, whatever,
Yeah.
Halfley, I only see him moving on if he's getting a head coaching job.
Well, that's what he has 2 phone calls for. He was called by the Giants and now the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question, though, Ken. If the Packers don't beat the Bears, is there a chance that you guys let go of LaFleur?
There is definitely a chance.
Yeah.
So in saying that, would they? Do you think Miami would hire him as a coach?
Who, LaFleur or Halfley?
No, LaFleur.
LaFleur. Oh, I think there will be multiple teams knocking on LaFleur's door if he gets released.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to back up.
Mike McCarthy's still out there too.
Big Dan just asked us one thing. If the Lions hire Mike McDaniel, would you hire David Blau to work under him to learn and be the eventual replacement if McDaniel gets another head coaching job? Absolutely. I would bring him in as the assistant quarterback coach and make him the passing game coordinator. Because that's what he was doing with Washington as the QB coach and assistant passing game coordinator. I would bring him in for that in a heartbeat to learn behind Mike McDaniel and develop to something.
Well, here's an option. What if LaFleur goes, say if we lose, if LaFleur goes to Miami, what if we keep Halfley as our head coach?
I wouldn't be against that, but you would have to pair him with a very strong offensive coordinator at that point.
And defensive coordinator. It would have to be both because now you're talking about him leading the team.
Yes, but I think you could kind of cheap out a little bit at defensive coordinator since most likely Halfley would still be calling it.
Well, they did that at Boston College after he had his great season with his good defensive coordinator, and it didn't go so well after that. He needs a good defensive coordinator with him because he can't focus on both sides of the ball and run one side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, this is, like I said, this is interesting.
So yeah, if you did Halfley, I think you would go for the best 2 veteran coordinators at each position you could get at that point.
Now, if LaFleur stays and Halfley goes, then
I keep hearing Jim Leonard's name popped around again.
Yes.
It'd be smart to grab Raheem Morris.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't heard too many other names floated around right yet.
As far as head coaching?
No, for possible DC candidates.
DC's.
If for a head coach, it seems like if there's a change from LaFleur, it's going to either be Harbaugh or Stefanski.
Now, here's a question for JB. Is Tomlin safe?
I think he is. I think that he had to lose that Ravens game to get fired.
I don't know. I think it massively depends on how this game goes. Because if they lose by even double digits, I could see the Steelers moving on.
I listen to the owners. I don't listen to the media.
Mm-hmm.
The owners love Mike Tomlin. They love the fact they give him a winning that he gives them a winning record every year.
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere unless Tomlin wants to go somewhere. They have not fired a coach since what 1960 something.
We found out last year he absolutely is sick of the media in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what about this Art Rooney role?
Oh, that's just about you have to interview minority coaches. You have to interview.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all the Rooney Rule is.
Oh,
And they
okay.
set that up because of the way black coaches were being overlooked prior to Tomlin being in the NFL.
But wasn't there a black coach? Was it the enemy or someone that's been overlooked?
No, he hasn't been overlooked.
There's
He
a black.
turned down. No. Let me clear that up because that's
Okay.
a policy.
Okay.
Eric Bieniemy turned down 16 interviews after he didn't get hired after the first 3 because he had a poor record at the college level. He also had sexual allegations at the college level with students. That's why he doesn't get a head coaching job.
Okay. See, that's
Yeah,
why I
that'll
like
do it.
talking to you. You bring out the stuff, JB. Okay. Because I knew there was a coach a black coach that kept.
Don't curse them like that. Don't curse them like that.
You might as well say let them get Eberflus.
Oh, that would be.
Or Petrasha.
Wait. Here we go. The ultimate Lions fantasy.
Don't do it.
For Packers head coach. Matt Patricia, head coach. Ever Blush as the DC, and Jim Bob Cooter as OC.
Oh God.
Why do you hate me, JB? That's what I want to know. Because the only reason you're going to try to give somebody a coaching staff like that is because you fucking hate them.
I hate your team's success. At least I'm honest.
Well, hey, I'll put it to you this way. I know y'all hated us against Minnesota because you decided you didn't want to play a game just because Minnesota can win and we can be in the last place in a division. I know that's pettiness. That's fucking Green Bay pettiness. I understand that. Oh, fuck y'all.
What that was for all that bragging about winning NFC championships. Well, we're going to make sure you end up in the basement this time. Everybody take a nap for this game.
That's all right.
I'll give you
We'll
credit.
be back.
You guys tried for a quarter, but you had Clayton Tune out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much did we try with fucking Tune at quarterback? He was awful.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I don't even know why we went and got him. We didn't even give Els Gersma a chance, which he looked promising.
Yeah. Steve, I'm 1,000% with you on that.
I did not. I'm like, why? Why?
I got to ask Scotty something. Scotty, are you on Facebook?
Yep.
My name is Jeremy Baldwin. Follow me on Facebook. My page is Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. I have scouting profiles I've done for sleepers and everything else. I'm working on some more. Judge Collier just decided to go back for his senior year at South Carolina, so ignore that scouting profile. That'll be for next year. Or Judge Collier. Kilgore is a fifth-year senior. He's coming out. That's a safety that you can get probably in the 4th or 5th round. I like this kid out of South Carolina. This is pre-combine, of course, and pre-pro day. Things can change after that. But the Oklahoma linebacker that I'm talking about is Kendall Daniels. Look him up. Trust me.
I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but I think also if we do bring in a new DC, like our coaching needs to get.
We're not bringing in a new DC. They already said that. We're keeping Shepard.
No, I don't know what.
What we probably need to do is get rid of Sean Dion Hamilton as our linebackers coach. Because Campbell was already developed. Everybody else regressed with him.
Now, is Davenport a free agent?
Yes, thank God. We need to bring back Dean Muhammad. Hassan's already re-signed to a futures contract, so he's coming back.
I like Ahmed. I think Ahmed's going to surprise a lot of people next year.
I
He
do
can
too.
play every single down. Steve, can you mute your mic?
Yeah, we're getting feedback from you, Steve.
Hold on.
Is that fan again, Steve? Sitting in front of your
This is
fan?
a feedback. This is
But
feedback.
one of the biggest problems I see also is our secondary. Amik Robertson is terrible. Reed is terrible. Mollett, I know a lot of people love him, but I don't think he's
Is that better?
Yeah, you turned the fan off, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know, Harper, Hallett, like most of these guys wouldn't make a high school football team if they tried out.
Well, Hallett was a UDFA that came in last season. You know, he was a rookie, so you had the double whammy there. He wasn't a drafted guy out of I can't remember if he was Grand Valley or Saginaw Valley State, but he's from Michigan, and that's why we brought him at Mollett. He had one good game as a backup that came in to start, and then he fell apart after that. I would bring back Maddox. I would bring Brand Rakyas in, and I would restructure DJ Reed in a heartbeat to where we can get rid of him.
Yeah, Amik has the reason why Amik didn't play as well this year is because they had him playing. And I told everybody at the beginning when they got him, he's a slot corner. And if you he can play spotty second corner position, but you can't keep depending on him to be that number 2 corner. It's not going to work for him. You got to keep him at the slot, and it shows.
Well, and when DJ Reed and Terry were out the same game, he had that one good game as the CB1. That was it, the one good game, and that was the game versus Washington, if I remember right. It was the Buccaneers. Excuse me,
Tampa Bay, yeah. And then he played well against the other one that we had was the one when he played against Justin Jefferson in the playoff. I mean, to get into the playoffs to win a division.
Yeah, so, he was doing good against Justin Jefferson.
He's a spotty. There. He's a good spotty starter, but he's not somebody you got to depend upon. You can't depend upon him. He's not. But
I don't think we bring him back. I don't think we're bringing him back. I think we're going to draft a slot corner we find
there's no corners in this draft that I would fucking slot. Nope.
No, and this is why I go back to our defensive scheme. And if we can get really strong linebackers that can blitz on third down and get home, holy, that changes. Those corners don't look so bad when they're getting exposed right now.
I keep him Meek still. I just keep him as a corner on the slot. I just wouldn't.
I just think if you keep Rakyas in and you got Whiteside, I'd rather have Whiteside out there.
I agree. I loved Whiteside. How the hell was Whiteside not in after that one game where he was intercepting?
Oh, we re-signed him. I know, but we re-signed him, and I think that's what their plan is maybe he's going to be the new Amik.
But looking at how many mistakes Harper made, like why didn't he get in? Like I don't understand that. So
Harper played safety. Harper didn't play corner. That's the difference. And they had to play Harper because Hallett was in concussion protocol and Mollett was in concussion protocol. You remember we had 3 games where those guys couldn't play.
All right, but I think it's that one time for me to go be a fat kid now. It was it was nice seeing you guys again.
All right,
I will be back.
Go smoke your trees and get a snack.
All right,
and we know what order that goes in. Smoke trees and then get a snack.
There you go.
Look, he's just thinking about it. His eyes went Chinese.
All right, well, I will see you guys during the week at some point.
Yeah, love you, brother.
Yeah, I'll see you, buddy.
And then there were 4. Look at how quick that changed. That was quick.
Get some fudge.
Oh, well, thank you guys. I needed to vent. I've been so frustrated with the Lions after doing this big deep dive, and I appreciate you guys being here.
Yep, and I do think we need another backup tackle this draft in day 4. We have 6 day 4 picks, or day 3 picks. We got 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and then I think 1 in each, the 6th and 7th. If you trade back, I think it's easier to trade back in the 2nd round this year because there isn't those elite quarterbacks or wide receivers this year. This is kind of a down year for quarterbacks and wide receivers. There's only 3 that are worthy of a 1st round trade, and the 1 is questionable to me.
See, that's one thing with me, though. I don't ever look at any position down. Just, players, to me, players in the later rounds, 5th, 6th, 7th round, they spark. They come out and they're perennial stars. I never really look at any players being down players like, oh, this is a bad year for receivers. This is a bad year for quarterback. This is a bad. See, of all the years that I watch a draft, watch professional football, I watch college football like crazy and stuff like that. I just, you never know You just don't know. Like, you never know. Tesla, you guys gave up 3 third-round draft picks, and there's a lot.
I know.
You guys gave up 3 picks. I'm telling you right now.
I applauded the move.
You're right.
I didn't laugh about it, but you guys all laughed and everything else. And I said, hey, remember, Steve? What did I say? I said, watch him have more touchdowns than Golden.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. You see, Golden was a higher prospect than Tesla. And I no knock on Golden. Golden hasn't really shown anything yet. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but Tesla has. See, this is why I say I don't look at any player, any position as down, because you never know. You never know.
If you look at the list of free agent centers this year, there are only 2 that are worth a salt. And it's only if they're not re-signed. I'm talking about in free agency. I'm not talking about draft. Okay. In free agency, it's Linderbaum or the center that got hurt for San Diego. Those are the only 2 that are young enough and worth the shit to give anything for.
Who do you want in the first round? What do you want in the first round?
I personally want a left tackle. Because Decker is retiring. And I want a tackle that if you can't find a left tackle, let's say Caden Proctor and Magawa are gone already, then it has to be either Fanu or Lomu from Utah, because those are the 4 best ones. They're the only ones with true first-round grades right now. But like I said, this is all pre-combine and pre-pro day.
Now, would Ragnow come back?
No, Ragnow's not coming back.
He's not.
Jared Goff addressed that in an interview last week.
Okay.
They asked him about that prior to the game versus the Bears, and he goes, "It's not in the cards, guys. He hasn't had the surgery. He's happy doing his hunting and fishing videos on his YouTube channel, and without getting that surgery done on his torn pec, which is actually torn from his ribs, that he practiced 3 days before his physical that week, where he ragdolled Lee McNeil, a 340-pound defensive lineman, and made Aiden Hudson look like a paper doll."
Okay.
So this guy says, "Oh, I've got some tightness in my chest," and they do the physical, and it's a grade 3 torn pectoral muscle from the ribs. How tough is that mofo?
Yeah. Well, so like I said, that's what I said. I never ever down any players coming out of the draft. I don't care. Oh, this is a weak receiver class. This is a weak quarterback class. This is a weak. I don't do that. To me,
well, I do a deep dive into how they play, and that's what I'm saying. Arch Manning needs another year at starting before he can even be considered NFL caliber. He had a great end to his season, but look at how it started. He's developing still, so he needs to stay that 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the plan is to move the best right tackle in football. I don't think that's the plan. I think they're either going to address it in free agency or they're going to draft one in the first round. And it all depends on what we do.
How high are you on Mendoza?
I think Mendoza had a great year. I think he has a great background. He is not a first-year starter, guys. He's just a first-year starter at Indiana under Cignetti.
Because, like, what quarterback would you take if you was going to take a quarterback?
We're not
most
taking
NFL ready is Dante.
I know you're not taking one.
I would say right now, Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, and then Ty Simpson or Sampson, whatever his name is, out of Alabama. That's the 3 best quarterbacks this draft, in my opinion. After that,
don't like the one from Vanderbilt?
No, I think he's the next Johnny Manziel. He's too cocky and arrogant.
I've done a number. He's the next pizza guy.
I've done a number of mock drafts, and it looks like we can get that.
I didn't expect that to come out.
So, okay, Scotty, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying I've done a bunch of mock drafts where I trade back and stuff, but it looks like we could get that Chambliss like late, like in the 5th round.
He's not coming out. He already signed a letter of intent to come back next year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep.
He's staying at Ole Miss too. He's not following Lane Kiffin.
Okay, cool. Anyways, I thought he might be a prospect that we could get in the pipeline for Goff replacement.
I don't think we need a Goff replacement.
I mean,
I think we need
4 years down the line.
Yeah, Yeah, because in order to have the cap room we need to make the signings we need to go with the draft, we have to restructure Goff and at minimum restructure Aleem McNeil. So that means you're going to extend Goff out by at least 2 more years.
And you know what Barnes is going to make next year? 9.2 mil.
That's after incentives. His cap, you got to look at everything.
Okay.
That's not the cap number that goes against the cap. That's with incentives after the year. He has to hit certain numbers to get that. His cap hit is $8.5 million, period, across the board, which is a standard run-of-the-mill linebacker salary for a veteran. It's not top money, and because let's face it, Warner, he's not Warner. He won't be what Jack Campbell's going to get, and I'm fine with it. He averages $8.5 million a year, is what it is. It goes up in year 3, but at that time the guaranteed money's gone, and it's almost no dead cap. So he has another year left. I'm okay with it. Because now that we went to this 4-3 hybrid defense we run, which is basically a 4-man front, occasionally a 3 or a 5, we did really good when we went to that 5-man front when Lopez and Williams and Aleem was out there. That front was great. And did you notice who was at the nose? It wasn't Aleem, it was Tyleek in that 5-man goal line type of stand.
And didn't Hutch come off the A gap a couple times to get sacked or close?
Yeah, running in between Aleem and Williams. It wasn't because Reeder helped. That's for damn sure. Yeah, and you can break it down. The Lions defense stopped getting pressures on an exact week. It was the same week that Hutch got signed, so it made it look like it was the signing that made Hutch play bad. But the entire D-line started playing bad. And that was the week that Dan Campbell started calling plays. Because he wasn't there to help his first-year play caller make decisions in certain things. Lacey is a great defensive line coach. And the proof is in the fact that we had 49 sacks with over 30 of them coming from the front 4.
Yeah, that was a cataclysm of problems, though, too.
Yeah.
At that same time, that whole situation went south when Dan called the plays. After that, he everybody looks at the stats and says, "Oh, well, they did this better." And they were already top 2 anyway by a point off. So it wasn't really much of a difference. First off, second off, it's not about the stats in those situations. It's about the fact that you make the play calling decisions that you make on the field at the time. He wasn't making very good play calling decisions, and a lot of them were very predictable. He does not need to be an offensive coordinator.
I'm not blaming Dan on that 3-and-1 because Goff audible to that trick play. He looked at the protections and he started yelling, "Kill, kill, kill," and called out another play. That's 100% on Goff for calling that trick play in that situation because he has 3 or 4 plays on his wrist for that down and distance situation. He went away from the run. I know, but I'm just saying, everybody.
He was not doing a very good job.
I'm just saying that one is not on Dan Campbell. It's on Jared Goff. That's all I'm getting at. Because I saw everybody in the comments when I was watching the live stream bash Dan Campbell. I was like, did you guys not hear? He said, "Kill, kill, kill." That's kill the play. And then he calls out a play. They change the protections. He hollers out the mic, and then they hike the ball.
I agree with you, Jeremy. I think that this year, for some reason, Goff slowed down. The tempo at the line was way slower, and teams are predicting our run. When Goff kills, it's generally a run, and they just stack the box. We're done. So I think that Goff's got to simplify that offense and, keep going with his first play or have a hot route, right? If somebody's playing off on JMO, there should be a quick hot to the right side or to JMO 5 yards off the line. Like that should be all day.
To his credit, that was done way more in the second half of the season than it was in the first. And I don't know what it was, but then I think that was week 8 after a win when Johnny Morton apologized for not using JMO properly because he had a good game that week.
Yeah, JMO came back and killed that next game for sure.
Right.
But that
the
instead
big,
of killing the play and slowing down that tempo,
right?
that like you see these college guys, that's what they're doing. They know as soon as that linebacker or that corner is 20 yards off, it's going to the sideline in a half a second. And Goff is playing too slow. His tempo is way too slow, I think.
And you know why he's playing slow?
With the
He's scared to
offensive
get
line,
hit.
was
The offensive
horrible.
line, he does not trust the offensive line. So he's got to make sure he gets these checkdowns correct, or else that's what's going to happen. They're going to come in the backfield. They're coming in the backfield anyway. So he's got to be slower with that tempo, or else I'm saying you can't blame Goff for a lot of this stuff, okay? For this stuff at all.
I'm
Because
not trying to blame him. I'm just saying that they can increase the tempo. Like when they were playing
Does
fast,
Goff
they seem to be
audible a
doing
lot?
better because you're tiring out that defensive line. That makes the run game easier.
But what I'm trying to say is Goff audibled out of a lot of plays this year more than he ever had because he didn't trust the O-line. And I think that is what it was, and it was him trying to be smart, because there was times when it would look like a run play and they'd be stacking the box and it would look like it was going to be an a zero blitz package, and he would audible into the shotgun and we'd still do a run play because we were trying to catch them with their pants down and it wouldn't work. And I get that, the 100%, but running out of the shotgun on short never makes sense to me.
Now the bad play calls that you see that he didn't check out of is like those screen passes.
Yeah,
the Lions cannot run a screen pass to save their damn life half the damn time.
And that was the whole season. That wasn't just the first half, second half, or the first half. It was all season, and it has to do with the O-line. We didn't have we weren't good enough to swing out like we used to, because the center would trip half of our guards when they tried.
Or the quarterback.
I mean, two of the fumbles that Goff was
running back. Yeah,
one was Cologne tripping him. The other one was Glasgow tripping him. You can't have your centers doing that to your quarterback, and then everybody goes, "Oh, look, it's Bumbalaya Goff again."
Can't put him in those positions,
right? So we're gonna get ready to wrap this up, and I got to do the part that Steve hates. And Scotty, I don't know if you've watched my show so far, but I'm gonna break down the division.
Well, we're not exactly liking it either nowadays. But
yeah, because where we are, and I'm still starting at the bottom because I'm honest.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
9-8. The Lions, losers on Thanksgiving Day, losers in the season, sitting on the couch watching from Cancun in the basement.
In the basement. Why you have to be in the basement?
Minnesota is in third place with the same exact record because they stole fucked us for a change.
Mm-hmm. They sure the hell did.
At 9-7-1, second place, you got F.T.
Here we go.
They fucked us too.
And in first place, even though they're 0-2 versus the Lions, and Caleb Williams are 0-4 versus the Lions at 11-6, it is fuck the Bears.
Yeah.
And we're live out of Flint for the water shit, but the tires are good.
That's right.
Basement
with
with
turkey
the
leg.
Turkey leg. You know it. I want to say thank you to Steve, Kitty Ken. Oh, God, we had so many on today. Broski Bear and Scotty there, Gav.
Mm-hmm.
It was great having you on. I do another show at 9 p.m., and if you want to be on, Gav, let me know.
After Barbie.
After Barbie.
Well, I just fixed my StreamYard shit because I tried to sign on with Robert and him and was having a hard time, and I finally fixed that. So hopefully at times, I try to come on a little more, but I just like to listen to you guys. You guys know what you're talking, whatever. And every once in a blue moon, I might want to pop on.
Hey, I appreciate you. Just put it in the chat when you're going to pop on. And
All
if it's a show where I'm ready to have a guest, I'll say, sure, join me.
All right.
Tonight is the Lions Fan Cave chat at 9 p.m. I don't know if BA will be there. His show that usually runs late at that time with the other people he's with. So, but Hopefully Austin will be here. Prayers up for Austin and his wife. They're having a little bit of difficulty in personal matters, and I don't want to get into it. Please give them your prayers. Lift them up. They need it. To our new podcast, this will be the last week of it. It is the Fantasy Football Week in Review, Year in Review on Saturday at 10 p.m. So make sure you check that out.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be on Friday with the fellas at the same time. So
yeah, that's your other show, isn't it? What is that called?
Friday night with the fellas. That's with
Friday
Sonya
night
on there
with the
too. Sonya's on there as well. So yeah, prayers to Austin. Absolutely. Yep.
I don't like airing people's dirty laundry, but it is a personal matter. And, they are good as a unit. Let me say that first and foremost. So lift the hackers up, Austin and Megan.
Mm-hmm. They are good as a unit.
If there's two people I ever seen that deserve each other, it's those two, because you could tell you could tell when they're on camera together, they actually love each other. And it's awesome to see, because it's very rare you see a couple come onto a podcast as a couple and talk football. And very rare that they're fans of the same team. Interesting side note on Megan's background, she actually had a teacher by the name of Tesla. Isaac Tesla's dad.
Wow.
So she actually knows them.
And shout out to the Rochester Baking Company. Boy, you guys are getting played on ESPN. You guys are making it big time. Good job with the Amon St. Brown Jameer Gibbs cake that you guys did. That was awesome.
My wife wouldn't be caught dead on camera with my ugly mug. Why? You're going to crack the camera and she's going to fix it all in the same shot?
There you go.
I have a face for radio and I come on camera. I know I'm ugly and I'm proud of it.
I'm
Good.
here with you,
Like
brother.
BA,
I'm here with you, brother.
I went to the same hairstylist.
Make them cakes. That's right.
Yes. That cake is amazing. I will get the original shot and the shot that they got up here for next week on Monday's show. Monday was a StreamYard snafu, and Steve just kind of alluded to it. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. It was a pleasure and an honor to have you.
Hey, anytime, like I said, I fix my StreamYard, and I like to join at times, but like a lot of times I just like to type, because JB, I want to say one thing about you. I respect you. Like you said, you talk football. There's not a lot of trash talk, smack talk, crap. And like when you came out with about the BNC, that's one thing I like about you. You come out with actual, what's going on with the guy, like with Bienemy and whatever stuff. That's one thing I always enjoyed about you. You don't really, you have fun here and there. Yeah, you do. But that's one thing I enjoy about your show is that you bring out the actual stuff that, needs to be brought out about certain players, teams, like, because you're a reporter or whatever, I guess, a journalist and all that. So your stuff.
Yeah, and I actually picked up 2 more teams to write about this season in December. I don't know if you know this, but I write about the Jags and I write about the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I heard you say that the other day. Like you told me a while back about the Pirates and what's going on in Lemieux. I don't know if that ever happened or not. About their owner and stuff. See, that's one thing what I enjoy about your show is that you bring out actual facts.
Right. And then, because every time that somebody, BA, the podcast slut, Robbie, love you, Robbie.
It's a whore, not a slut. Give me some credit.
No, he's actually the running backs coach for San Diego with Harbaugh, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a running back. No, he's a running back coach on one of the NFL teams, as a matter of fact. We had this conversation before. Yeah.
I wanted Leftwich here as that year after the whole area after that was done.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears running back coach.
I wanted him to come in when JT Barrett left to be our assistant QB coach with Mark Brunell and then we could have probably seen something like that because he could have grown on Dan Campbell. He doesn't have any type of history with Dan Campbell. And if you notice, and I hate it, everybody that we've had has had a history with Dan Campbell at one point or another, even Anthony Lynn.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't.
It didn't work out with Lynn. It did with Ben Johnson. And we all cried. I remember this when they announced in February that he was going to be our OC. He needs a veteran OC. He doesn't know what he's doing. And they're going to let this rookie help build the playbook and blah, 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 blah. It's going to suck forever. I remember these talks. You remember that, BA?
Well, I tell you what, I think that there's a considerable about a good amount of luck on Ben Johnson's side that he did what he did, because usually that doesn't end well when you have a rookie coordinator. But he did a very good job. You got to give it to him. I mean, the dude picked it up and ran with it.
Enjoy got nuts.
Hey, Robbie. Speaking. Hey, Robbie, just to let you know, dude, I'm thinking about coming. You going to go down to the draft, JB?
I'm trying to get there. I've talked to Candy and Scott about it. I do want to be there, even if they don't. Just get me my credentials. I want to go. But I do have some big news on the journalism front, because I was there's a gentleman out of South Florida, and he's been seeing my articles about the Lions. And he writes about Miami Hurricanes and various other pro teams. And he's going to interview me. Well, we're going to do the initial meet as a Zoom on Tuesday, but we are going to do an official interview about how I broke into journalism with just a high school diploma.
Well, one question and another time I want to ask you, JB, since you do all this, is about Warren Sapp and what happened.
Warren Sapp, I don't know what happened, really. I have to do more research into it.
Okay.
But I will. I know what, there was some stuff that he was accused of, but he's never been convicted or charged.
Right. I heard that because he was all over ESPN and everything, and now he's...
I know it had something to do with some allegations with a female intern or a female assistant at ESPN.
Yeah, and same thing.
But he's kind of been blackballed in the industry because he didn't go anywhere.
Just like same thing now, you don't see Michael Irvin anywhere. You know.
Well, Michael Irvin, it's been proven he did what he did. There's video of it. So
I thought he got away with that.
No, video came out after the court case that showed that he actually did try to molest an intern at the hotel desk that night after a big party.
I thought he got away with that.
No, and that's why you won't see him anymore, except maybe as one of those talking head guys. That's it.
Oh, okay. Because I see him on the sidelines at the U games.
Yeah, Amazon game.
Yeah.
The big thing about Warren Sapp lately is about his $20 million lawsuit against sheriff's office in Okeechobee County.
Oh, over there where the casino's at.
Yeah.
Something happened at the casino that he got blamed for, and he didn't do it, and it was a false arrest thing, if I remember right.
Yep. And he filed a $20 million lawsuit against him.
So
that's
why he can't be on, because it's one of those things with a civil case with a government body, because the NFL's in bed with a lot of government bodies across the United States. And it's nothing against players or coaches or podcasters or broadcasters. It's about the rule in place that if you've got a case, you can't be here.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing about Flores, too. A lot of people want to see Flores be a head coach, but he's got several pending cases on NFL teams. He's never going to be a head coach in this league, kind of like Gruden. Gruden ain't going to be a head coach in this league. I don't doubt he'll be any kind of coach in this league.
I think Gruden's happy making his $1,500 a show on YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's even if he's an appearance. That's even if he's an appearance as a talking head on the Barstool Sports podcast, not just his channel. I'm talking about he makes $1,500 a show.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Steve. Thank you, BA. We are going to head out.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.
You too. Y'all be safe.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.